Imagine this. You wake up in a room with no doors. The walls stretch infinitely in all directions, covered in mirrors that reflect endless versions of yourself. At first, you think there must be a way out. You search, you probe, you press against the surfaces, but the reflections only mimic your movements. The more you struggle, the more the illusion deepens. Then a realization hits. There is no door, no hidden passage, just an endless cycle of your own image, trapped in an illusion so perfect, it convinces you that this is reality. You resign yourself to the repetition, adapting to the constraints of the space, until the idea of escape becomes laughable. Why search for a door that never existed? Now, consider this. What if your entire life is built on the same invisible design? What if the world you navigate every day, the routines, the obligations, the unspoken rules, is nothing more than a carefully crafted loop designed to keep you moving in circles, mistaking motion for progress? You wake up. You scroll through a screen that feeds you images of lives you'll never live, products you don't need, opinions you didn't form. You get ready for work, exchanging hours of your life for numbers in a digital bank account. Numbers that you'll later trade for fleeting pleasures, food, entertainment, distractions. Before repeating the cycle the next day, you tell yourself this is freedom, that you are in control. But deep down, an unsettling feeling lurks beneath the surface. Why does it all feel so scripted? Look around. The streets are filled with people who move like clockwork, bound to their routines, following the same patterns. Conversations feel rehearsed, interactions predictable, ambitions eerily similar. Get a degree, get a job, buy a house, work until retirement. The milestones of life laid out like markers in a labyrinth, designed long before you were born. But who designed this path? And more importantly, why does no one question it? The unsettling truth is this. Society doesn't trap you with force, it doesn't need to. It lulls you into submission with comfort, predictability, and the illusion of choice. You are not in a cage made of bars, but one made of invisible boundaries, expectations, traditions, and unspoken agreements that dictate how life is supposed to be lived. And the most insidious part? You believe it was your choice all along. Consider the paradox. You are told you are free, yet the moment you try to deviate from the expected path, resistance emerges. Want to quit your stable job and pursue something unconventional? Irresponsible. Want to question the mainstream narrative? Conspiratorial. Want to live outside the prescribed roles of society? Unstable. And so most people stay in line. Not because they are forced to, but because stepping outside the loop is terrifying. Because breaking free means confronting a reality they were never prepared for. A reality without safety nets, without clear instructions, without the comforting illusion that life is following some predetermined script. Ask yourself, how often do you make choices that are truly yours? Not shaped by social pressure, not influenced by expectation, not dictated by fear? How often do you stop and ask, is this the life I want? Or is this the life I was given? Because here's the terrifying truth. Most people never ask these questions. They don't need chains or walls to keep them trapped. They willfully embrace the loop, convincing themselves that the path they walk was of their own making, never realizing that the walls of the maze were drawn long before they took their first step. But if you're reading this, then something in you already senses the lie. Something in you is knocking against the glass, looking for a crack, searching for the truth buried beneath the illusion. The question is, will you keep searching? Or will you, like so many others, mistake the reflection for reality? Because the moment you see the loop for what it truly is, there is no going back. And that is where the real struggle begins. If the loop is real, if society is, in fact, a carefully designed mechanism that keeps you circling the same well-worn paths, then the next question is inevitable. Who benefits from this? And perhaps more importantly, why do we allow it? To understand the depth of this invisible trap, we must look beyond economics and politics. This isn't just about corporations profiting from your labor or governments maintaining control. No, the loop is sustained by something far more insidious: your own mind. Carl Jung called it the collective unconscious, a vast unseen force that shapes human behavior, whispering cultural narratives into our thoughts without us ever realizing it. We inherit beliefs, fears, and desires not because we consciously choose them, but because they have been embedded in us since birth. The expectations of society do not need to be taught explicitly. They are absorbed, ingrained, and reinforced through every interaction, every story, every reward and punishment system we encounter. This is why people stay in the loop, not because they are physically restrained, but because their minds have been conditioned to see no alternative. Friedrich Nietzsche warned of this trap with his idea of the herd mentality, the tendency of people to conform, to avoid independent thought, to seek safety in numbers rather than venture into the unknown. The loop thrives on this instinct. It tells you that stepping outside the boundaries is dangerous, foolish, rebellious, that those who do will suffer. Arthur Schopenhauer went further, arguing that human desire itself is an endless cycle of suffering, chasing after fleeting pleasures, achieving temporary satisfaction, only to crave more. The loop exploits this. It keeps you hungry, dissatisfied, always seeking but never fulfilled. It offers just enough comfort to keep you complacent, but not enough to free you. Aldous Huxley saw this future clearly. In Brave New World, he described a society that controlled its people not through oppression, but through pleasure. Endless entertainment, distractions, superficial joys, all designed to keep people pacified, never questioning, never rebelling. Sound familiar? And then there's Viktor Frankl, who saw firsthand the horrors of a world devoid of meaning. He argued that the greatest human need is not pleasure or power, but purpose. Yet the loop offers none. It provides distractions, not direction. Comfort, not fulfillment. A hollow existence disguised as freedom. If everything you've been told is a script, then who are you without it? The answer is both terrifying and liberating. You are whatever you choose to be. Stepping out of the loop doesn't mean rejecting everything. It means seeing clearly. It means reclaiming your mind, your choices, and your identity. Because once you know the game, you no longer have to play by its rules. And that is true freedom. Subscribe, like, and make a comment, and hit the notification bell. See you in the next video.